Hey y'all, happy Friday. Thanks for joining us for this 13 plus FastCast. Finally, the non-soon becoming a monsoon. People very happy, I'm sure, to see the skies outside today.
Really,
Overcast. Everything we've been praying for, we're finally getting for a couple of days.
Exactly, heading into the weekend. That's the exciting part, Anna. It never does. It's always the midweek and we always miss it. It's going to be a great weekend, folks. Starting with today, though, let's take a live look with our satellite radar. Take a look at this, and it's a little over 11:30 in the morning. We're already picking up some rain here in the Benson area, Sierra Vista, some lightning, in fact, in the 3 Points area, and then just heading north to Wilcox. Bisbee saw some rain just a little bit ago. Zooming in just to give you a little bit of a closer look, Tombstone seeing some activity, and usually we don't see these activities or the storms typically around that 2 o'clock hour in the afternoon. So this is more so the early portions of today. Over in 3 Points area, seeing some lightning, a little bit of storms there. And not only are we going to see rain today, in fact, cooler temperatures. By the way, it's like, wait, say what? We're below average? Yeah, our average, by the way, is 99 degrees for this time of the year. Today's forecasted high, 97. So enjoy those 90s. Right now, 92 degrees in Tucson, 67. Yes, you heard that right. A 6 and a 7 in Sierra Vista. Those rain showers are really cooling things down over there. 70 in Safford, 82 degrees if you're in Nogales, 96 in Marana, 70 for our friends down in Bisbee. So I will say in the next couple of hours, we're going to take a little bit of a break, though, from those storms. But they'll start to pick right back up, though, around that 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock hour. Tucson remaining dry, though, at that 2 o'clock hour. However, things start to change around 3:30, heading into that 4 o'clock hour. Marana, look at this. Some storms popping up and two back. Pretty much if you are in Pima County, today is going to be pretty much the best shot for any type of rain activity. Happening through 3 through 6 o'clock this evening. Benson, Tombstone, Tubac, Sahuarita, south of the Tucson area, and then north up in San Manuel, and then pretty much heading up to the north of us, and then drying out around that 8 o'clock hour for this evening. Of course, we'll keep an eye on it. Our radars have been a little iffy on and off throughout the day. I've been keeping an eye on it since this morning. So be sure to tune back at noon, and then also our 3 o'clock hour shows. So what to expect for the rest of our weekend and exactly why? Well, that low pressure system you see there off to the left of your screen near California, that's what's bringing us these cooler temperatures. And yeah, it's our neighboring state. However, we're seeing remnants of that low pressure system. That's going to continue and stay put through Saturday. But if you notice with the colors, when we start to get in those red, that means that those hot temperatures are back in the forecast. And that ridge of high pressure, it's actually a really big ridge over California, Nevada, Arizona, parts of Utah, and then even in Colorado, extending all the way through Texas for the rest of the week. So yes, that means hot temperatures back in the forecast later on, though, in the week. But let's focus on today, shall we? Not too bad. Cooler temperatures and rain. That's exactly what we want for this time of the year. 97 degrees for the high in Tucson with a 50% chance for rain, mostly in the afternoon hours, though. Sierra Vista, 86 with a 70%. Nogales, 91 degrees. And Douglas, 89 with a 70 and 60% chance for rain. Today's forecast in our neighboring towns in Oro Valley, 100 degrees. Green Valley, 94, Tinca Verde 96, 89 for Benson. Mind you, those rain chances pretty nice. 50% in Oro Valley and Tinca Verde, 60 if you're in Green Valley, but Benson 70% chance for rain. That 7-day forecast for today, obviously 50% chance. Those 90s carry over to tomorrow with a 40% chance for rain. Triple digits back in the forecast come Sunday with a slight chance for rain. Monday 30. However, if you kind of see the trend, we're staying in the 90s for the next couple of days. However, starting to climb right back up, and that's that ridge of high pressure that's going to start to build and bring us those hotter temperatures. So we've been talking a lot about the wildfires burning in Lahaina, and it's absolutely devastating. Those gusty winds have just been literally fuel to those wildfires. I do have good news, though. Sunny skies today, cooler temperatures in the 90s, and the wind speeds super low, 5 to 7 miles per hour. Literally, just a couple of days ago, we were tacking on a 0 after that 7. They were seeing gusts up to 70 miles per hour just a couple of days ago. So now things are much calmer. The temperatures are cooler. The wind speeds are very calm. They're not going to, rain is unfortunately not in the forecast for our friends on the island. However, they'll definitely take those calmer wind speeds, Anna.
Yeah, definitely, Ali, and hopefully not having storms obviously doesn't help with the fire situation there, but hopefully helps with the search and recovery efforts.
Absolutely.
There. Okay, thank you, Ali. And speaking of those Maui wildfires today, that's of course going to continue to be the top story that we're following this week nationally. Now today, unfortunately, we do have a really heartbreaking update. That death toll now 55. If you remember, yesterday it was 36. So today, on top of that, 1,000 people are still missing. Officials there saying that they do expect that death toll is going to continue to rise as they continue search and rescue efforts there. Now, when it comes to that, though, it's not all bad news, because Hawaii's governor said, again, they're not presuming all of these people, the 1,000 missing people, is dead, because communications are still down there. They don't have cell phone service, a lot of people, so they're saying some of these people may not be able to get in touch right now, and that's why we don't know where they are. So hopefully that is some good news when it comes to those numbers, and those people just can't communicate with their families. It doesn't necessarily mean that something bad happened to them. So far, more than 1,700 buildings have either been destroyed or damaged in some way, and people have described the historic town there of Lahaina as essentially being gone. Today we're also learning that there is no record of the emergency alert system ever being triggered on Tuesday when these fires started, so a lot of people essentially and possibly had no notice, no warning whatsoever, which is why we're seeing that death toll so high right now, because fires are unpredictable, and once it starts, you don't know which way it's going to go, and you don't know what's going to happen. So unfortunately today, that's the number that we're seeing. And we do want to take a look at the ground right now and kind of what we're seeing today in Hawaii and Lahaina as those search and rescue efforts continue, and as they continue to look for more people and more survivors from this fire. So we're going to head over to Lahaina right now on the ground with Chelsea Davis.
The community of Maui is coming together. Donations are pouring in, but a huge challenge is getting these goods to the people who are still left in Lahaina town. Power poles and power lines are still down across the roads, so it's difficult getting access to the people who need it the most. Escorted by a Maui police officer, I was part of a convoy that went into West Maui on Thursday.
We're going to go help the people of Maui that need help. We rescue mission.
We passed out food, gas, clothes, and other goods.
We get water, we get food, we get toilet paper, we get ice, we get gas. I mean, we get all the necessities to survive. We can sew people up if we have to. I mean, yeah, we're going out there for help people. That's what we're doing.
Perhaps the hottest commodity was ice.
Water.
People literally running to fill trash bags up with ice.
Everybody's fighting for everything right now. But as my other half them's family is, they lost everything. Everybody lost everything. We don't know how we feel. I don't know how you guys supposed to feel.
What do you guys need right now?
Food, gas, water, anything, clothes. Get people out here, no more nothing. They no more fam, they no more clothes, they no more nothing out here. They need stuff out here. Supplies, hygiene, who knows? Anything can help.
In Napili, restaurant owners and workers are serving free food to countless people waiting in line.
We need formula, diapers, ice, water, and just food.
What's going through your mind right now?
I'm a little worried because I have a 4-month-old and a 2-year-old.
But again, a major challenge is getting these goods to the people who are still stranded in Lahaina town. With roads blocked off, it's difficult even getting to Maui's most vulnerable right now. Reporting in West Maui, Chelsea Davis, Hawaii News Now.
And here at home, a story that we are following right now is a Nogales area rancher who is in court today. He is being accused of murder. Now, he's just there for a hearing. His trial hasn't gotten started yet. His name, in this case, George Kelly. He's facing a second-degree murder charge and 2 counts of aggravated assault. He's accused of shooting at 3 migrants who were passing through his property in Kino Springs. The shots ended up killing one of those migrants, Gabriel Butumia. Now, Kelly says he did shoot at them, but that he only shot above their heads. He claims that someone else is responsible for shooting and killing Gabriel. So during that hearing today, right now, a judge will be deciding whether or not to allow some of his texts during that trial. The texts allegedly show that Kelly had a, quote, animosity for migrants, and he talked about shooting them before this shooting even happened. He has, however, pled not guilty to the charges against him, and his trial is set for September 6th. So we'll let you know, of course, what comes out of today's hearing, but also when that trial starts, what comes out of that. And something we're also following today here at home is Tucson police asking people to be a little more careful, a little more cognizant when they leave their firearms in cars overnight. They're saying that some of the vehicle break-ins that we've seen here recently have resulted in criminals actually getting their hands on these firearms and then using them to carry out other crimes. So Carson Courier spoke with Tucson police about what they're asking of people and some of the crimes we've seen recently involving stolen firearms.
The message is simple. Your vehicle is not a safe for your guns.
As gun thefts rise, Tucson Police Department says it's a gun owner's responsibility to store firearms safely.
And it's one of those crimes of opportunity. But unfortunately, just as recently as 2021, we saw a 46% rise in the number of guns being stolen out of cars.
And once the criminals get your gun, officers find they're using it to commit crimes here at home.
They're not buying them, obviously. They're stealing them out of these vehicles. They end up on the street, they're being traded, sold time and time again, switching hands in between criminals.
Just recently, TPD dealt with 3 separate cases where individuals were arrested for drug crimes, just to find the firearms they were using were in fact stolen out of vehicles.
Officers from across the city were proactively patrolling the streets, conducted traffic stops, made drug arrests related to those stops. During those stops, they found pistols.
You can see those pistols here. These 2 were stolen from vehicles in Tucson. This pistol was stolen during a burglary. All 3 being used on your streets, putting you and your neighbors in danger.
You'd be surprised to find out how many times we have car break-ins that actually turn out to be vehicles that were not locked to begin with. People leaving their valuables in there, leaving firearms in their vehicles. So the message that we would like to send out is just don't do it.
And then following up on some breaking news that we first brought you this morning, about 9 o'clock, we had learned that there was going to be an update, some sort of announcement from Attorney General Merrick Garland. We didn't know going into it what that was going to be. But this morning we learned that that was going to be the announcement that he had appointed a special counsel in the Hunter Biden probe. It kind of just deepens the investigation into the president's son. He said that he approved this request based on the public interest in this case and the extraordinary circumstances around it. So it will just allow more resources and a more in-depth look of this case and the case that they've been investigating against Hunter Biden. Now, if you remember, last month there was a possible plea deal that fell through for Hunter Biden. This was in the case involving tax evasion as well as a gun charge that kind of fell through. And since then, haven't really heard too much about it. But again, this announcement coming in this morning from the Attorney General that he is allowing a special counsel to look into the matter. So this is on our website. Not only do we have the updates from this morning, but also everything kind of leading up to this point from both sides. The Republicans' concerns about this case, obviously, and then Hunter Biden's legal team and what came out of that plea deal last month. So if you want to follow the very latest on this, head to our website. It's right there on our homepage. You can check it out and kind of read that story for yourself. Big news nationally that we are following today. And then here at home, something that we have talked about, something you may be seeing on Facebook, on social media, is people paying movers. They come and they get their things, and then they never see their things again. It's the worst case scenario if you're moving, but unfortunately it happens to people more often than we'd probably like to think, and it's happened to people here locally in Tucson. It's something Rebecca Taylor has continued to keep an eye on, and a lot of people wondering, what about the laws? How do they protect you from this happening? Well, she looks a little more into that and has more on that today, if this is something that maybe has happened to you or to somebody that you know.
If you're moving across state lines, movers are required to have a license from the U.S. Department of Transportation, and they're governed by federal law. But if you're moving within Arizona, local moving companies are not proactively regulated for compliance. Consumers are protected by Arizona's hostage load law.
Jeff Winiger sponsored House Bill 2145. It ensures people in Arizona get their stuff back, even if they're tied up in a payment dispute with a mover.
Everybody I told about this bill knew someone who this had happened to. So that just told me how rampant it was.
The law took effect 6 years ago, but questionable moving companies are still inflating prices, demanding cash payment, and holding goods hostage, often despite having a written contract. In 2022, the Arizona Department of Transportation investigated nearly 200 consumer complaints about movers. So far this year, 82. That doesn't include complaints that get reported to local law enforcement.
These are the ones that are reported to us. There could be a lot more out there that just don't get reported, and individuals unfortunately just pay.
Sergeant Stephen Sorecki says while Arizona doesn't require local movers to have a professional license, movers do have to follow state law and federal regulations. DPS and Weights and Measures enforces the safety of commercial vehicles like moving trucks on the road. Of the 194 consumer complaints DPS received last year, Sorecki estimates they saved people $96,000 in illegal upcharges and another $33,000 so far in 2023.
The biggest complaint or concerns that I hear from consumers are really the upcharging right at the delivery site.
Arizona is one of just a dozen states without a registration law or licensing requirement for in-state movers. So do we need it?
I don't know if we need another regulating body or not. You can always tighten up the laws, because while it is against the law, it's a little vague and kind of up for the Attorney General and them to interpret what they can do about it.
Law enforcement sources tell us movers can face criminal charges ranging from fraud to theft if there is a written contract as the law requires. If not, it's more of a civil matter between the customer and moving company. To help you avoid dishonest moving companies, we've compiled a checklist of important do's and don'ts. Just head to KOLD.com. I'm Rebecca Taylor, 13 News.
Okay, and enough of the doom and gloom, friends. What is trending today? This is our favorite part of the day, and it's actually National Son and Daughter Day today. But if you have kids, you're probably thinking, well, no, that's every day. I don't have kids, so I wouldn't know, but I'm assuming that that's exactly what my parents would say. So we asked y'all, is it easier raising a son or a daughter? I know that in my house, this is a very hot topic. I think it's easier to raise boys. My sister's like, no, they're way more destructive. I don't know. I couldn't tell you, but you guys can tell us. So people weighed in. They said definitely my son. Alexa saying I'm thankful to be a boy mom. I definitely get to be a kid all over again, and I learn new things. That's really cool. April says I have 3 boys and 1 girl. My daughter is harder than all 3 boys combined. Another mom saying boys, mom of 2 boys. Both of them moms of 2 boys, and they're saying that they're very blessed. Daughter, kids, girls, teens, boys. So boys are harder when they're teens. When they're younger, the girls are harder. I agree with this one. This is exactly what my mom would say. Daughters are mini demons, aka mini yous. Bernice is saying 3 boys, daughter easy, but really expensive. Emphasis, really expensive. And somebody said neither do your job. So that's what some of you are saying. Either way, happy National Sons and Daughters Day to all of you out there and all of you with kids. We hope you're doing something fun to celebrate. And what better way to celebrate than with the weather that we're having this weekend? That never happens. It always happens on a Monday or a Tuesday that we get the cooler weather, but this weekend we are extra blessed. So get out there, enjoy those cooler temperatures today. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, enjoy your day, and we will see you back here at 2:30. If you want, you can join our 12 o'clock newscast, our new newscast here in about 13 minutes. But thank you for joining this 13 plus FastCast, and we'll see you soon. Have a good one.